So I just got done fishing with the new Mule Fishing Burro Bug, and you can see that in my last video if you haven't already. That being said, I decided that I wanted to change it up. I wanted to start covering more water and just doing things completely differently. So I rigged up a little Bronco Blade, and I'm just gonna cover water and continue to ultralight fish and just kind of go for whatever bites on this little jig spinner right here. I don't know, we'll see what happens. It's been pretty good fishing, but I've been fishing with a drop shot and a small jig, and I've been fishing really slow. So I don't know if covering water is gonna be a good idea or not, but I figure we might as well do it just because, hey, we're out here. Let's just try a bunch of different stuff. Let's have some fun. Let's start fishing. I've got the chrome Bronco Blade on there. As you may have seen, it comes in 4 different colors: chrome, gold, fire red, or chartreuse. And then I've got it paired up with a little 1/32 ounce mule jig and a Donkey Tail Junior in a karma colored. The biggest reason I wanted to rig this up was so I could just kind of move water and just kind of continue to pedal around and kind of just cover the lake. There's something. What is this? It's a dinky largemouth, but we're on the board with the Bronco Blade. Not gonna tell you it's a big one, but it's pretty much the same caliber as a lot of the fish we caught on the drop shot earlier. See ya, bud. I'm gonna go fish a little bit more windy bank. The wind is where I need to be with this presentation. Come on, crappie. Crappie, largie, pike, perch, bluegill, I don't care. Whatever wants to come eat this thing, I'll be happy with. Oh my gosh. I saw him come up and pound it. That's a largemouth. And that's a super ultralight rod. He came, oh wait, no, is it a pike? It's a pike. I was like, man, that's a aggressive largie, but no, that's a pike is what that is, my friends. Oh my gosh, he came up and just smacked it. Oh, it's a pretty good one. Please don't get your teeth on it. Please don't get your teeth on it. Please don't get your teeth on it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, super ultralight northern pike, 4-pound monofilament. And we got to be careful here. I know it looks like I'm kind of horsing him a little bit, but it's mostly because I really don't want his teeth to touch my line. And the quicker I get him up here, the better. It's a pretty good little snake right there. Okay, buddy. Oh boy, dangerous. Danger zone. How he has not already destroyed my line, I don't know, but we got him. Yes. Super ultralight rod, northern pike. Can you answer me how did my line survive? Can someone answer me that? How the heck did my line survive? I don't know. My net is super twisted up around his mouth because he was thrashing so much in the net. This is what friends do. I literally damaged my net to get this guy undone. Well, I had to damage my net to get him out of there, but life goes on. See ya, buddy. Yeah, he's fine. I literally had to cut a big hole in my net, so now I've got a little hole right there. I don't think it should hurt my net too bad, but you know, he was so wrapped up in there because they thrash so much that I couldn't do anything else. I think the most annoying thing about catching that fish, besides the fact that he destroyed my net, is the fact that now I have slime all over me. I mean, look at my leg. This is all just pike slime. It's disgusting. I'm all wet, slimy, disgusting. Ugh. Well, that was kind of a cool bite though, because I saw him behind it and then all of a sudden he opened his mouth and just sucked it in. I thought it was a largemouth, but I should have known with that first pull that it was definitely a pike because he just took off and sent my drag screaming. Oh, got pounded. I thought that was gonna be a much bigger fish. He absolutely slapped it. And I swung and there was like no resistance. And then all of a sudden I hooked this little 5-inch bass. Daggum, I'm used to a big fish after that pike. Not that that was particularly a large pike, but it was a great fish for ultralight fishing. Did I seriously just do that? How? How did I even feel this bite, let alone set the hook so well? I mean, look at that. I hooked him good and he choked that thing. And that, my friends, is a tiny bluegill. All right, 3 species on the jig spinner. There's no doubt in my mind that the slower moving presentation was the more effective way to catch fish today, because I was definitely catching a lot more fish. However, in an effort to get better as an angler, you always need to be focused on trying new things and experimenting. And quite honestly, I just hooked a decent little largemouth. Oh, he's pretty at least. May not be big, but good little super ultralight fish. This is like a perfect fish for this rod. Perfect little fish for this rod, my friends. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, you gotta, even when you're catching fish on one technique, it does not hurt to switch and try something else just for the sake of learning and bettering yourself as an angler. And my friends, this little Majorcraft Finetail super ultralight rod and this little largemouth bass, it's like they were meant to be. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Yeah. See ya, bud. He's not too bad. He's just coming right at me. Not too bad of a fish. He just doesn't know what to do. He swam right to my kayak for the oh, now he knows what to do. Oh gosh, he got under my drive system. Oh, thankfully I got him out. Where are you, buddy? There you are. That fish was like, he was not feisty at all. He just swam right to me. And then at the last minute, he's like, you know what? I think I know what I'm supposed to do. And he took a dive under the kayak. And that's what's fun about ultralight, my friends. Gotta love it. Nice little fish, healthy little fish. Sweet, he was right by that dock. Well, I can't tell you that today is the best day of fishing I've ever had in my life, but I sure am catching a decent amount of fish, and I'm having fun doing it. The little jig spinner, my friends, it's just like a timeless, tried and true. And in the early spring, it can be quite effective. And I think specifically, you know, crappie would be a wonderful species on this. I just can't seem to find crappie here. So I don't know. I don't think there's a huge population of them in this lake. So I'll just make do with whatever bites. And so far, that is largemouth bass, northern pike, and one single bluegill. Let's see what happens with the rest of the day. There he is. That fish, I think he might have had it there for a second. I wasn't paying attention, and he kind of bit it and started coming right towards me. And I didn't even notice him. Look at that. Isn't that so much fun? The answer is yes. It is wonderfully fun. Look at that rod. Look how it bends. So much fun. When a rod bends like that on a fish like this, you know it's a fun one. There you go. There you go, my friends. Nothing to write home about, but always a good time. See you, bud. This is actually the cove that I kind of started out in this morning, but it was no good because the sun hadn't come out yet, and so the shallows were still pretty cold. The fish were just still finicky. But now that we've had some sun today, it's warmed the shallows, and it seems like these fish have gotten a little more aggressive. Funny how that works. Another little guy. There are a lot of fish of this caliber in here. Dink. See you, bud. So a lot of the fish I've been catching back in this cove, there's been a lot of weed clumps just everywhere, really. And so what I've been doing is running this jig spinner over the top of them and then down around like the sides of them, kind of the alleys, I'll call it. So there'll be a weed clump, and I'll run this right through them. And that's been where I've been catching a lot of the fish. Oh, I got stopped in its tracks. That was a weird hook set. I set the hook like a madman, and I did not get a good hook in him, and he flopped off. Dadgum, it was just a little tiny largemouth bass again, but still, he hit it really hard. That was cool. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna go ahead and fish back to my car, and then I'm gonna head home. But all in all, today was a blast. You know, I didn't spend a ton of time throwing the jig spinner, but it definitely worked. I mean, I caught northern pike, several small largemouth bass, and then a couple of really small bluegill. As far as what setup I was using, this is the Majorcraft Finetail, like I said. This is a 6'3" super ultralight rod, always a blast to fish with. And then this is the Shimano Sedona 500. I don't particularly love a size 500 reel most of the time, but I actually kind of like it for using a bait like this because it kind of forces me to slow down because that smaller reel picks up just a little bit less line than a typical 1000 would. All in all, great time on the water. I'm gonna go ahead and fish my way back and we'll see what happens.